date is November 30, 2005. Ms. Reynolds.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give for this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
If you'll state your name for us, please.
Lance Armstrong.
Mr. Armstrong, my name is Jeff Tillotson. I represent respondents in an arbitration. The respondents are SCA Promotions, Inc. and SCA Insurance Specialists, Inc. You are aware of that arbitration, are you not?
Yes.
You understand that you're a party to that arbitration?
Yes.
And that you're bringing claims against my clients in that arbitration?
Yes.
Have you ever been deposed before in connection with a legal proceeding?
No.
Okay, let me give you a couple of ground rules. Now, I know you have attended at least a portion of one deposition in these proceedings, have you not?
Correct.
A deposition is a opportunity for participants to a litigation to take sworn testimony from witnesses or parties. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I'm going to be asking you a series of questions regarding the facts, the claims, and the allegations in the arbitration to which you are duty-bound to provide your best answer. Do you understand that?
Yep.
You understand that although we're in the conference room of your lawyers, you are giving testimony as if you are in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Correct.
And that penalties of perjury attach to this deposition just like they would to a court of law proceeding.
Of course.
Now, as I ask questions, if I ask anything to which you don't understand, or I use terminology or phraseology for which you're unclear about, would you please alert me so I may clarify my question?
Definitely.
Anytime if you wish to take a break or consult with your lawyer, please notify me and you'll be given that opportunity. Do you understand that?
Yep.
Last, you asked earlier, but the court reporter here is taking down everything we say, and she will produce a transcript of the proceeding. Do you understand that?
Yep.
You'll have an opportunity to review that transcript, Mr. Armstrong, and make changes as you see fit. Do you understand that?
Sounds
and
good.
I can comment on those changes at the time of the hearing. Do you understand that? Last, two other things. One is you understand that the transcript and the questions and answers given in this proceeding may be used in lieu of your testimony at the arbitration proceeding itself. Do you not?
Okay.
And last, since we are videotaping it and she is transcribing it, it's important that you answer out loud and not simply shake your head so that they can actually take down your answer. Fair enough?
Understood.
Okay. We'll try and move as expeditiously as possible through my questions, and I appreciate you being here today. First, you understand that in the arbitration to which you are party, one of the allegations and claims made by you and by Tailwind Sports is that my clients have breached a contract with Tailwind and failed to pay a bonus amount. Are you aware of that? Can you tell us what your relationship, first, your business relationship with Tailwind Sports is?
I'm an athlete on the team.
Do you have any ownership interest in Tailwind Sports?
A small one.
When you say a small one, can you give me an approximate percentage as to what that would be, if you know?
Perhaps 10%.
Do you know when you acquired that ownership interest?
No, I don't remember.
Would it have been in 2005 or before that?
I don't remember.
Do you have any? Do you have any recollection as to when it would have been? 02, 03, 04?
Before today.
Okay. Would it have been before 2001?
Probably not, but I'm not 100% sure.
Who would know the answer to that question as to when you acquired an ownership interest in Tailwind?
Bill Stapleton.
Is there documentation, like do you have papers or an ownership certificate of some sort that reflects your ownership interest in Tailwind?
I'm sure there is.
Do you still have a contract with Tailwind?
Yes.
Has Tailwind Sports paid you? Well, let me rephrase that. First, do you believe that you are owed a bonus from Tailwind Sports based upon your victory in the 2004 Tour de France race?
Absolutely. Just like I was owed a bonus all the other years.
Has Tailwind paid the entire amount of that bonus?
No.
Have you made any arrangements with Tailwind for payment of that bonus?
Not yet.
Why are you a party in the arbitration? What claims are you asserting?
I think I'm a party, not that I'm a lawyer, but I think I'm a party because I'm the one owed the money from the team. And apparently that's the way it works.
Okay. What is your understanding as to why my clients haven't paid that bonus money to Tailwind?
Because of, I suppose because of some allegations that have been out there.
And how is it you learned that? Did you learn that from Tailwind, or did you learn that from things you read in public?
About the allegations?
Yes, about why my clients haven't paid the money to Tailwind.
Well, there's been allegations for 10 years.
Okay, let me rephrase this. I'm not sure you understood what I was asking. You obviously are aware that my clients have not paid a certain portion of the bonus money to Tailwind Sports in connection with your 2004 Tour de France, correct?
In the final year?
Yes.
Correct.
How did you, and you've given me your understanding as to why my clients haven't paid that money. How did you learn that? Who told you why my clients weren't paying that money?
Tailwind.
Who at Tailwind? Would that be Mr. Stapleton?
Yeah.
Do you remember when you learned that?
30 days after it was due, or 30 days after the end of the performance.
Okay, so I can get a time frame here. You won the 2004 Tour de France in August of 2004?
Well, late July.
Late July 2004. And your understanding is the money to you would have been due within what time period after you won the Tour de France?
Well, I think the contract says 30 days.
And so then within 30 days of that time period, you were aware from Tailwind that my clients, SCA Promotions, Inc., was not paying the money to Tailwind. Fair enough?
It seemed like that. I think they asked for some time to do an investigation or something like that.
Were you aware that from Tailwind that my clients had raised questions regarding whether or not you had used performance-enhancing substances or drugs in connection with your 2004 Tour de France win?
When did they raise them?
Well, first let me ask you, are you aware if they ever raised that with Tailwind?
Well, obviously that's the reason we're sitting here.
Okay. Did Mr. Stapleton at Tailwind tell you what the specific complaints or allegations my clients were making?
No. I think we're used to those allegations, so it's pretty much the same.
But did it seem to you that Mr. Stapleton knew why my clients weren't paying, what the reasons they were giving?
I don't recall.
At a certain point in time, an advertisement was run by Capital Sports Entertainment and Tailwind. Are you aware of that advertisement?
Vaguely.
Okay. Let me show you what's been previously marked. I brought down some exhibits, and you can use this binder. Tim, there's one for you. Okay. This is a collection of exhibits, some of which we may use, Mr. Armstrong, some of which we may not. If you'll turn to tab 13 first, and during the break you're free to look at any of these exhibits, but I'm going to focus your attention first on tab 13, which is an exhibit to Mr. Stapleton's deposition. Do you recognize this document?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this an ad that was run with your approval?
I vaguely knew about it.
Okay. I mean, it's got your picture here, and I would assume, did Mr. Stapleton seek your approval for using your likeness in this ad?
I was aware vaguely that they were going to do it. I trust Bill to do the right thing most of the time.
Okay. But you didn't have any objection to it, I guess is what I'm asking, that your likeness would be on this ad?
As long as what's stated here is the truth, then no. I don't have a problem with that.
Did you make any efforts to determine whether or not the statements in this advertisement were true before it was run?
Only other than trusting Bill to.
Have you ever subsequently looked at the veracity of any of the statements in here, that is, whether they're true or not, since it's run?
No, but I can right now if you'd like me to.
That's all right. I'm just...
let me just take a look at it.
Sure. Feel free to read it.
Okay. I don't really see the veracity.
Okay.
A lot of this is cut and paste from either you guys or officials.
Okay. My question was merely, since the ad is run, have you ever looked at the truth or falsity of any of these statements? And I take the answer is no, other than me asking you to read it here today. You
I don't see what I just read. I don't see that any of it's false.
Okay, thank you.
I would have no problem putting a picture instead.
Let me ask about a couple of things in this particular advertisement. The third paragraph of the ad I want to focus your attention on. It says the bonuses were insured by 3 companies, including SCA. At the time you had your contract with Tailwind, which provided for the payment of the bonuses if you won the series of successive Tour de France races, did you know that SCA was one of the companies that had contracted with Tailwind to make payment?
No.
Had you ever even heard of SCA before then?
No.
Okay. It says there in the last sentence, the day SCA's payment was due, however, we instead received a letter stating they would refuse to pay pending an investigation into drug allegations against Lance. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Were you made aware of that letter by Mr. Stapleton?
Well, obviously 30 days later I called and said, where's the money?
Have you ever seen the letter that's referred to in this? Okay. Would you agree with me that within 60 or so days of your victory in 2004 in the Tour de France, that you and Mr. Stapleton were aware that my clients were refusing to pay under the contract because they wanted to conduct an investigation into allegations of drug use?
Obviously we were aware that they had questions, the first being, could they see the copies of the drug testing results, which, to the best of my recollection, we agreed to do, overriding the decision of the UCI, and that's kind of where we thought the investigation was starting in.
Were you aware there was also a request for medical records from you by my clients at that time period?
I wasn't aware of that. Medical records, like?
Your medical records.
Which medical records?
Well, if you'll look at the ad, it references what was requested. If you'll see at the bottom paragraph, second to last paragraph, it says the truth is SCA has demanded free and unlimited access to every medical record and medical provider of Mr. Armstrong, his complete medical history, all records of Armstrong's past bonus awards, and all contracts involving Armstrong, Tailwind, U.S. Postal Service, Capital Sports Entertainment, Decent First, and related entities and individuals. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is, were you aware that that demand had been made by my client to Okay. Do you have access to the actual test results from a particular race? In other words, the actual physical documents documenting test results.
We're done with this?
Yes, we
are. Not unless we need to request them like we did here.
Do you know if Tailwind actually got your actual test results, the documentation showing those results in connection with the request by my client?
I don't know.
Okay. I want to go back and ask you some questions now, moving off the 2004 Tour de France. You attended the deposition of Miss Betsy Andrew, did you not?
Correct.
And you heard her testimony regarding certain statements you were alleged to have made in a conference room at the Indiana University Hospital, correct?
I heard the statement.